Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Monday evening community call. Gregory and Robin here. He's in one room, I'm in the other.
Here
And
and
we get,
there.
yes, here and there. And we get together every Monday night as a community to give updates, celebrate people, do some training, updates in Live Younger Land and LifeWave Land. And we're going to just jump in. And our special treat tonight is a training on team building that was designed to be delivered at boot camp, but you get to get it. So I'm going to turn things over to the trainer of the evening.
All
All right,
right.
honey, over to you.
Okay, thanks, Robin. Good evening, everyone. And as Robin said, I was scheduled to be a trainer at the boot camp up in Calgary, and I had, a little health issue with my ear that totally cleared up, but kept me from flying. So I didn't get to deliver it there. So you get to see it here. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and just jump in. Let me share. Here we go. Okay, so it was a boot camp training, and it's about leadership, coaching, and recognition. And if we hold on just a second, I'm going to make one change in the settings here. Video. No, I'm just going to leave it that way. So we're going to talk about leadership, coaching, and recognition as three cornerstone to team building. Probably the fourth cornerstone is communication, but I'm not covering that in this presentation tonight. But let's jump in and let's just talk about start out with leadership. And I heard this when I started studying Covey many years ago, back in it must have been in the mid 80s, when the Seven Habit books just came out. I attended a Seven Habits seminar. And interestingly enough, I wonder what it would have been like, Robin, if you were the speaker, the trainer at that seminar, because I know you were one of the first trainers with the Covey Leadership Center. But I was in manufacturing back in that day, and I heard the concept of lead people and manage things, and it really resonated with me. So I want to talk briefly about that. I want to talk about the difference between leadership and management, because I came from a conventional business background. I, studied Wharton Management School, and I did university studies on management and Harvard Business Review. I was really focused on learning what I needed to know to do what I was doing, and I became a good manager. I managed my business. But then the whole concept kind of unveiled that, you lead people, you manage things, and you lead people by setting a good example, connecting and caring, and just be genuine. As opposed to when I was in manufacturing, I really got to admit, I managed my people. I hired, fired, and I wrote their paychecks. And it's not so in LifeWave or in direct, network marketing. We manage things like our time, our talent, our resources. We manage our personal daily activities, our business daily activities, and we've learned to focus on income generating activities. So those are the things we can manage. But we can't really manage our people. And there are three types of leaders in our profession. There's accidental leaders that just start out and, oh my gosh, I've got a team. They started out just telling people about X39, and before they knew it, they had a team and they became a team leader, like it or not. And then, leaders evolve in two different directions. You can become a self-serving leader, and self-serving leaders are the people that if I can get what you do, if I can get you to do what I want you to do, I'll get what I want. Where a servant leader is, how can I help you get what you want? And that's really what we really encourage everyone to move in that direction. We're into caring and sharing business, and we're really in the servant leadership business. So that's the difference, the three different types of leaders that come to mind for me. And becoming a leader, it all starts with you. Lead yourself before you can lead anyone else. And learning to lead yourself will prepare you to lead others and be a role model. And I love our battle cries, our phraseology, our brand is be the light, share the light, And now do the light, because light, is build your list, invite people, give them enough information, share information and help them get started right and track your results. So be the light, share the light, do the light. That's, what it takes to become a leader in Lifeway. And here's some leadership tips. Leaders are good listeners. There's a reason God gave us two ears and one mouth. And most people use them in the reverse order. And that's not leadership. Leaders are readers, are constant learners, and good leaders love to serve, and good leaders must become good coaches. So we're going to flip and talk about coaching. Before we do, this is a quote from John Maxwell, and there's almost no limit to the potential of an organization that recruits good people like you, us, and all of the amazing people in Lifeway, raises them up as leaders, and continually develops them. And that's our goal, to provide an ongoing training and business and leadership development for you. So, what is a coach? And many of you have heard Robin tell a story. It originated back in Europe in the 1500s. And what was a coach back then? It was a vehicle that transported valuable people from where they were now to where they wanted to go. And the word morphed into meaning, being a coach is a very similar responsibility. Our job as a coach is to help people get where they want to go, not where we want them to go or not where we need them to go. It's really important. If you want to be a servant leader, if you want to be a good coach, your job is to help people get where they want to go. So, who do we coach? In effective coaching, you work with the willing. Team members who self select and are committed to defining and achieving SMART goals, those are the folks you want to coach with. It's hard to coach the dabblers, the people that are, just, they signed up to be a wholesale customer, but they're a brand partner, but they're not really a business builder. You want to coach your business builders. Now, on the other hand, you also want to provide some coaching to your customers. It's a different kind of coaching. How's it going with the products? Do you have any questions? Hey, I see your product just arrived. And, being there for them, whether it's your customers and coaching them on effective product use, or it's your business partners, your brand partners, and coaching them on business building. So you'll know who to coach. And the GROW model is the way we coach. And the GROW model is something that we in the Live Younger community use and teach. And GROW stands for goal, reality, option and opportunities, and way forward. And if you want to learn more about the GROW model, you can go to liveyoungersuccess.com to the business basics section. And I'm going to try a test. This may click through to that. No, you can't see that. So it didn't work. But if you want to learn in depth about the GROW model, and there's also a GROW session worksheet and in-depth training available in the business basics section under GROW coaching model in liveyoungersuccess.com. This is the best coaching model, the simplest, most effective coaching model that anybody can do with your emerging leaders. Okay. So, and you should schedule, our opinion is that leaders should schedule GROW sessions with their emerging leaders or the serious team members once a month. The first month when someone first joins, you do a getting started training. And that's probably going to be multiple calls, walking them through some of the training websites, answering questions, doing three-way calls. But once someone's got their feet on the ground, they've kind of gotten started. Now you can start doing a monthly coaching process. And this is a role and responsibility that if you embrace and practice and get good at, you're going to build a team and you're going to become a leader they love and respect. So you should set a time once a month for typically about 45 minutes. You shouldn't let it go over an hour. And whenever you start one, you should say, hey, are we good for the next 45 to 60 minutes? And if they say, no, I've got a 30-minute cutoff, well, you want to cut it down because you want to respect each other's time by being focused and no multitasking during a GROW session. This is one-on-one where you're asking a lot of questions, and you'll see that on the worksheet, the questions to ask. and you're getting their feedback on, again, I'll go back one slide. What are their goals? What is their current reality? Maybe their goal was to get to director this month, but the current reality is, oh, something happened that, there's a flood in the basement, or, there this touches my heart. Their dog died because ours just passed away last week. And it changed everything for several days for us. We had to spend some time grieving. And so that's a reality. You want to be sensitive to people's reality. And then you want to, discuss what are the options and opportunities to move forward with that goal that we discussed. And let's agree on a way forward. So it's a really nice process. So a coach is not someone who walks ahead of us and tells us how they did it or tells you where to go. A coach is someone who walks alongside us to guide us on our way. So, and lets us know, and we can do it too. That makes you feel like I did it myself. Okay. So let's talk about the third piece of the puzzle, recognition. And recognition should be timely, intentional, personal, and sometimes public. Okay. So, everybody loves recognition. And this is Robin's favorite Covey quote, and mine too, and because this just hits to the core of the matter. The deepest need of the human soul is to be appreciated, acknowledged, affirmed, and understood. And that's at the core essence of recognition. There's another old adage, babies cry for it, grown men die for it. Recognition is one of the easiest things not to do, but it's one of the most important things to do. And whether it's with, your family, your loved ones, your animals, your team, recognition is just acknowledging life and success. So I'm very excited that the company has launched a corporate recognition program with these wonderful gifts and incentives. And I'm sure many of you on the line have received some of them as you're moving through the ranks. There's all these new pins, and it's really very exciting to see this happening. So that's corporate recognition. And then there's team recognition. And we as team leaders should be watching for and celebrating success. Whether it's big or small accomplishments, you can use the reports in your Lifeway back office. And last Monday, Robin Hoffman did a spectacular job talking about some of those back office reports that'll let you know who's closest to the goal, who's at the goal, and when to celebrate. And you can celebrate success privately or publicly. Some things, just picking up the phone, giving me a call. Hey, congratulations. I saw you just signed up your first customer. Hooray. That should be acknowledged and appreciated. You catch people doing things right, and they tend to do more right things. And then there's also activity based. And like I just said, recognize efforts as well as results. You should recognize somebody because they made 3 phone calls a day for the last week. They didn't maybe get anybody signed up, but you're recognizing their efforts because you don't get results until you make effort. And sometimes the results don't come as quick. But if you're consistent with the effort, they always come. So, in some regards, you should put a bullseye on the vital behaviors you want to see from your team members. Let them know you're looking, knowing where they are as far as getting to the next rank, what piece of the puzzle in the rank advancement chart is necessary. Is it, more volume on one side or the other, or, what is the next piece of the puzzle for them? And, and a good coach, invites their team members to get out of their comfort zone, or some people like to say, stretch their comfort zone. Get out there, let's give it all you got. So I think, it's important to celebrate consistent efforts and accomplishments because, again, efforts precede results and accomplishments. And Dale Carnegie said people will work for money, but they'll go the extra mile for recognition, praise, and rewards. And I said this one earlier, babies cry for it, grown men die for it. And so this was supposed to be a short training at the boot camp, and it was a short training tonight. So I hope you enjoyed it. So leadership, coaching, and recognition. And with that, I'm going to stop my share and invite you, Robin, to put the icing on the cake.
Well, I just want to say it was really fun for me because having taught leadership for so many years, to hear you do it, I love it. I love it. And I remember so vividly when Stephen Covey talked about, you know, you lead people, you manage things. And he shared this really sweet story about his son who had a long to-do list of, pick up the dry cleaning, wash the car, do this, do this, do this, break up with Margaret. It was on his to-do list. And it was a people thing. You don't just check it off because you never know how long it's going to take. So we have to really, really hold that distinction with how we work with people. Uh-oh, did you lose me?
No, I can hear you fine. Oh, you froze. I'm not sure who froze, me or you. I can't hear you anymore. And let's see if someone could say something in the chat. If I can even find the chat. Robin froze. So you froze, Robin. You might have to come in here and finish up. Frozen Robin. Robin, are you going to come in here? Okay. She's in the living room. I'm in the dining room, and now we're going to be together here. So I hope that was the training was meaningful for you. It was short and to the point. We'll put it up, in the recording. So here it looks like she's come back in.
I'm
Okay, there
sorry.
you are. Okay.
Yeah,
Where'd we
apologies.
leave off?
We were talking about leading people and managing things. And if you look at that in life, you never know what it's going to take when you're working with people. You can probably figure out how long it's going to take to pick up the dry cleaning or wash the car, but you never know if we're really present. And, people have emotions, things don't. And emotions can change a lot of things. So thank you so much for doing that. It was wonderful to sit back and listen. And let's go into the newsletter, hon.
Okay, let me share my screen again and share. Hmm.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to talk about something. No, I did, uh, showed up on my Facebook page, but he noticed. What,
So
hun?
your computer's not working right. We're only hearing half of what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully um, my computer will be more stable than hers. And
Technical difficulties.
yes. Okay, and I think I can share my screen and get the newsletter back up. Okay, there it is. Here we are. So the next thing on the
Before we
oh,
jump
before
in,
you jump
I
in.
just want to share something that I just saw literally minutes before the call started. Mickey Willis, who is the documentary creator for Code of Creation, I put his post in our Facebook group because very soon that movie, April 15th, is going to be at the Beverly Hills Film
Oh my
Festival.
gosh.
And he says, I've never gotten this many reviews. And they are stunning reviews. So I put it in the Facebook group
Wow.
so you can read what one of the reviews said about the film. And we're getting really close, guys, because the first round of people are getting their replacement X2Os. When that's done, those of you at the conference, guess what? You get to buy. And then everybody else. So it's coming really soon. Okay.
Okay, well, that's great news. Too bad we didn't have that in time for the newsletter.
I just
Here we
thought.
go. Okay.
We just want to review that this is a really, really valuable thing to remember. And searching in your back office for the rank advancement, and Robin went into detail last week on that one. But you're looking for your 3-star directors to get to, I mean, 3-star managers to get to 1-star director, and they get a $500 bonus. As a sponsor, you get 250, and they extended it till May 10th.
Yeah,
So there's good opportunity to cash in many ways for many of you. I just wanted to remind you.
that's great. And we've already talked about this. The company very generously has enhanced the binary and level pay, and there's explanations. You can click here to download and get the full detail. Here's a summary of the changes that were made.
And I took my old printed copy and I marked over
That's
it.
probably a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Canadian enrollment bonuses are going throughout this month of March. That's very exciting for our Canadians. Those numbers look very familiar. Looks like something that we call by a different name down in this.
We have a different name.
We have a different name for it. That's right. Okay. And you can click there to download it. So here's a list of upcoming events. March 15th is our deadline to watch the Super
That was
Saturday replay.
yesterday.
Huh. Yeah, I guess that's dead. That deadline's dead. It might still work. Um,
Oh, you know what? Didn't, is this the right newsletter? Yeah,
yeah,
you're sure? Okay,
yes.
okay. All right.
So there's a Business Connect on Wednesday.
This Wednesday, and Penny Carpenter, we got to meet Penny. She was at the Elite Trip. She'd never been in network marketing. She's a rancher, and she just went for it and became an elite leader with LifeWave. And so she's going to talk about systems that scale. Very powerful. And then our next product, LifeWave Product Connect, is the first Wednesday of the month with David.
Just kidding. April Fools.
Yeah.
No,
And the
actually it
next
is.
week after that on Wednesday is a new member webinar. We recommend everyone go to that at least once.
Now,
And
what we forgot to put in here is a Saturday event this Saturday.
oh,
Oh,
we forgot again.
we forgot
We'll
again.
put it in the Facebook group. We talked about it several times today. We'll bring it up and share it with you.
I'm going to go to our um, Facebook group.
You have to scroll for a bit to get there.
And I'll go to Live Younger. And
Scroll for a bit. Are you on Live Younger? Yeah. There's the code of creation. There it
there it
is.
is. So, and we're going to pin that to the top because this is this Saturday, March 21st. And there is a registration link that we need to put in here. And we'll do that as soon as this call is over. But Arizonans unite. Arizona brand partners unite. God bless Marcy Preble for pulling this all together. And there's no charge for the event, and they're
And Peter.
serving lunch. And Peter and Shirley's going to be there, and lots of other. Diane's going to be there, and a lot of important leaders are going to be there sharing together. So
Back to the newsletter.
back to the newsletter.
Okay.
Okay.
So we forgot,
Yep.
even though we talked about it.
And then there's the next boot camp is in Dallas, Texas. Woohoo! Yippee-yi-yay. That's going to be a fun one. Okay.
And for those of you that are going to Hawaii,
We'll see you there.
the registration deadline is the 20th. So please make sure you get that done. We finally got ours done. And for those of you that are going, we'll be in touch.
Yeah, I'm looking
We're
forward to
excited
it.
to be with you.
Yes. Okay. And this was I think we announced this last
Yeah,
week,
we
but
did announce it.
so
So LifeWave has its own YouTube channel. It's LifeWave Health, and it has a lot of the past LifeWave product webinars on there. And you can enjoy those there. And you can also search for LifeWave on Vimeo and see a bunch of them there too.
great. New order forms, that are available for downloading and copying. We're switching over from the old one to these new ones. For the general one, which is for retail, preferred, and wholesale customers, this is one primarily for business, and this is primarily for customer. This week's calls coming up this Tuesday evening. It'll be myself, Sunshine Rose, and Dr. Velvet. So it's going to be a great call. Look forward to seeing many of you on there. Wednesday, Business Connect with Penny Carpenter. We didn't have a picture for her, but simple systems that scale. I love that. I'm a systems guy. Our Thursday morning training, we don't have the topic for it yet. And I'm just going to let everybody know for the directors and above, they're on this call. There won't be a director's call this Wednesday. Robin and I are going to be in an airplane. So we won't be able to do the call this Wednesday. So we'll be skipping over that. We will send out a notice and let people know. And what else is there to mention? I think we've already talked about all these things. I do, the quick access URLs are right here for your use. So it makes things easy.
I want to go back. I want to go back to the renewals and I want to invite everyone. And I made a mistake that I did not search renewals for 3 levels. And I take care of our son's account and several of his people. They weren't builders anyway. It's not a big deal. And he's not building a business. But please do look at that. I like to look at it every week and search for personally enrolled and then 3 levels and then reach out to people and pick up the phone
Mhm.
and let them know. And you can do an automatic renewal now
Mhm.
for next year.
And there is a shortcut to the LifeWave YouTube channel. It's lifewavehealthyoutube.com. That's a URL that we purchased to make it easy for people to go to the life. Let's see if it works. Hey, boom, there it
There it
is.
is.
Okay. So,
Yes. And there is a video in the back office under videos called Synergy.
mhm.
It's X2O, X39, and Celergize together. That is the magic. Those three are going to make a huge difference for a lot of people. As one enhances the other, enhances the other. Don't go into too much detail
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of wrapped it up here with 3 minutes to spare before the bottom of the hour. So
Yay.
thanks everyone for being here with us tonight. And well, it's very exciting. We actually got our replacement X2O system today. It was delivered. So they're shipping X2O second generation systems. Woohoo! So we're very excited. So with that being said, God bless. Have a wonderful day, wonderful week, and we'll see you on one of the next calls. Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everybody.